Hello, I'm Mohsen Jamal and you watch Afghan News. The Taliban laid siege to a British cultural center on Friday, killing at least 9 people during an hours-long assault in what the group called a warning to London as the country celebrated 92 years of independence from British rule. The Taliban set off the attack with 2 large explosions before dawn, then stormed the British Council building and fought with Afghan security forces and NATO troops. At least 8 explosions in total were heard by early afternoon. Ministry of Interior spokesman said at least 12 people were wounded during the assault. Mohammad Zahir, head of the criminal investigations for the Kabul police, said that 8 members of the Afghan National Police and 1 foreign soldier were killed. The Taliban spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid said that they are now reminding that they will become independent again from all foreigners, especially from the British. Afghanistan on Friday marked the 92nd anniversary of its Independence Day. President Hamid Karzai attended a low-profile ceremony commemorating Afghanistan's full sovereignty from Britain in 1919. Karzai reviewed the guards of honor and placed a wreath of flowers at the marble base inside the palace. Karzai congratulated the happy day to the Afghan people, wishing that all Afghans get together in the country and live as a nation and serve the nation for a better future. After lots of sacrifices and difficulties that Afghan people faced, Shah Amanullah announced Afghanistan's independence on August 19, 1919. Every year, all Afghans celebrate the independence anniversary, but in the last few years, the government has not celebrated it widely and has faced criticism for it. Afghanistan's Independent Election Commission on Thursday said it will remove some but not all of the 62 parliamentarians whose victories were thrown out by a special court set up by a decree from President Hamid Karzai. The special poll court's June ruling rejected results for 62 lawmaker seats elected in a fraud-riddled poll in September of 2010, raising the prospect of a standoff between Karzai and the parliament. The tribunal carried out recounts and dismissed the 62 on grounds of alleged voting irregularities. The IEC, which ran the foreign-funded election, at first opposed the tribunal's decision, but last month said it would review it. IEC spokesman Tabish Farogh declined to give fuller details, but denied that all 62 parliamentarians the Karzai-appointed tribunal ordered to vacate their seats would be thrown out of office. Most lawmakers, including many who do not face being unseated, reject the court and its ruling as unconstitutional and illegal. A blast ripped through a congregation of worshippers during Friday prayers at a mosque in Pakistan's northwestern tribal region of Khyber, killing at least 40 people, government officials said. Around 100 people were also wounded in the attack in Jamrud, the main town of Khyber, where militants have been active for the past several years. Local media said the blast was a suicide bombing carried out by a teenager. There were still bodies trapped in the wreckage, said a witness. No one has claimed responsibility for the attack yet. Meanwhile, a U.S. drone strike in the Shinwar Sag area of South Waziristan Friday killed at least 4 militants and wounded 2 other people, local security officials said. Turkey has launched a second night of airstrikes on Kurdish separatist targets in northern Iraq as Ankara responded to a surge in activity by Kurdistan Workers' Party with its first military operation in the region for more than a year. Turkish jets bombed 28 targets in northern Iraq used as bases by the banned PKK, the military said on Friday. The Air Force launched an effective operation against 28 targets on the Kandil, Hakurk, Avesian, Basyan and Zap regions of northern Iraq on Thursday, the military said in a statement on its website. In coordination with the airstrikes, 96 more targets in the region were kept under intense artillery fire, the statement added. The fire strike came on Wednesday night after a deadly attack by the rebel group against a military unit in Kokorka town in southeast Turkey, killing 9 security officials. The UN Human Rights Chief has asked the Security Council to refer Syria to the International Criminal Court for investigation of alleged atrocities against anti-government protesters. Navy-placed remarks on Thursday came hours after the US President Barack Obama and the EU called on Syrian President Bashar al-Assad to step down. Navy-play told reporters after the council meeting in New York that she recommended the referral because a UN fact-finding commission reported that all its evidence supported a finding of widespread and systematic violations of human rights and crime against humanity, but added that she did not hold out much hope for a court referral. After the meeting, Syria's UN ambassador Bashar Jafari told reporters the United States is waging a diplomatic and humanitarian war against Syria, along with some other UN Security Council members. Meanwhile, protesters took to the streets across Syria on Thursday night, including in the eastern city of Deir ez-Zor, Homs, and several towns in Daraa Governorate in the south.
The United States.
Libya's opposition fighters claim to have taken control of a strategic oil refinery in the western town of Azawiyah and also to have blocked the main highway north to the capital Tripoli. Saleh Omran, a rebel fighter from Azawiyah from inside the refinery complex on Thursday, added that rebel fighters forced the troops of Colonel Muammar Gaddafi to flee the seaside refinery, a major source of fuel for the loyalist troops in Tripoli. The refinery complex, located about 50 kilometers west of the capital along the highway linking Tripoli to Tunisia, was reportedly under rebel control on Thursday. Doctors at a hospital a few kilometers south of Azawiyah said 9 people were killed and at least 45 injured and fighting around the town and at the refinery on Wednesday. Meanwhile, several explosions rocked Tripoli early on Friday as NATO warplanes flew over the capital. And China's Premier Wen Jiabao on Friday expressed his confidence that the United States economy will recover in a meeting with United States Vice President Joe Biden. His upbeat statement was similar to a comment given by the Chinese Vice President Xi Jinping earlier on Friday, when gave a ringing endorsement of the resilience of the debt-ridden U.S. economy, for which China is the biggest foreign creditor. In return, Biden said the United States was keen to build closer ties between the two global heavyweights. Biden's 5-day visit to China is expected to be focusing on building relations, particularly with the next generation of Chinese leadership, and reducing distrust between the world's two largest economies. And that is all for now. Thanks for joining us.